Welcome back everyone to the 12th annual Chainhawk Open presented by Dynamic Discs. We are back here at the beautiful Jonesville Park for round 2 of this PDGA 3-round 8 here in Gainesville, Florida. Run Productions once again bringing you this coverage. I am Felix Vega of Run Productions. Appreciate you guys joining me here as we check out some action from the FPO division. We've got the lead card, final 9 holes of moving day coming your way here, and there's already been quite a bit of movement as we check out this leaderboard through the front 9 with a strong front half here. Jessica Weese has moved herself into first place over Sarah Hokom by 1 stroke. We still got 9 holes left here to figure this whole thing out as we start things off on hole 10, a par 3, 281 feet, a gauntlet of trees on the left and right. Out of bounds fence on the right hand side. Straight shot coming through this gauntlet that finishes slightly to the right hand side at the end of its flight here. As you can see, the last 45 or 50 feet, so it's just a very subtle move to the right hand side with your disc. Straight shot here though does give you the look for the birdie putt. Not an easy one though. Ringing the bell for hole 9 is Jessica Weese there to let the competitors behind her know that that hole has been cleared. And as we shift back to hole 10, we've got Holly Finley on the box with this absolute rope up the gut. And she's going to leave herself about 40-45 feet from the pin, it looks like. See how close she actually is when we get up there. Oh, that was looking tasty, but gets cut down early for Weese as she opted for the flexing back forehand, excuse me. Hokom finding the road less traveled, and that looks like it's going to be inside the circle for her. Maybe not the intended route, but a good result nonetheless. Jordan looking for that sneaky right side and gets a couple of tree kicks there, putting her back to the left side rough. Halo Sonic backhand, and an unfortunate kick there for Jessica Weese. That's going to leave her a difficult par putt. And look at this fancy little roller for Jordan. Gets to stop by one of the logs there, and that's going to give her a look for the scramble par save.
It's a chance.
Giving herself a chance, that's all you can ask for. Holly has made a couple of long putts. She made a big one on hole 9 for the birdie, and that one just shy. A similar distance to the one she had on hole 9, maybe a little bit further. Weese with the jumper for the par. Let's run that one back. Full extension hyzer putt right in the center. She has been scrambling all over the place and making some long putts to save some pars.
I just need to tell myself every time I step up for a birdie, it's for a par.
She's made all the big par putts. The birdie putts, maybe not so much during the front half there, but when she's had to make a big putt to save par, she has cashed them in. Speaking of saving par, Jordan Lynds with a tricky little par save there, scrambling and breaking out the forehand roller to get herself the par save there. And man, this battle between Hokom and Weese continues as Sarah Hokom getting the birdie here on 10 and tying it right back up with Jessica Weese. They have been back and forth throughout these first 10 holes. And Sarah Hokom, I believe, was the only birdie on hole 10. And she was during round 2, the only birdie. Well done, Sarah Hokom. This is a fun one. Hole 11, par 3, 276 feet. Similar shot to what we saw on the last hole at the beginning of this here, as you need to just get out from this tunnel, out into the clearing, and then you're going to see a little bit of a drop off here as we get closer to the markers for circle 1. A little bit of a dip down, so it can be a little bit deceiving from the tee shot. It makes the hole look maybe just a little bit further than it actually is. I almost want to try a roller race at it, just kind of sitting there. If you can get the right angle and the right skip off of that hillside, I think it's there. I don't think anybody on this card is going to go for it. You probably wouldn't go for it during a competitive round, but in a casual round, if you've played at Jonesville, and you're in the comments section, let us know if you've ever tried to ring this one up with a roller. I didn't get a chance to play this course, unfortunately, when I was there. But if I did, I would have at least tried one, maybe cut forehand roller and see if I can get it out there to find its way into the basket. This looks nice for Jordan, but it's going to fade out a little early left. So we'll have a couple of approach shots and long putts coming up here for these ladies as Jessica's just going to slide it down the hillside with her approach. Jordan with a long bid here at circle 2. Oh, goodness, just off the top of the cage there. Hokom, the long bid herself, and she is high. So somewhere in between hers and Jordan's putt's the sweet spot. Our last hope for the birdie on the card here is Holly Finley. And that one's going to stay right the entire time. So unfortunately, no birdies on this card. Oddly enough, we only saw one birdie throughout the entirety of this FPO field, and that was the twin of Jordan Morgan Lynds getting the 2 on this one. A little surprising. It doesn't look like it would play as that difficult of a hole, but a lot of pars on this hole throughout the day, as Sarah finding a little inchworm friend that was crawling around on her hand. Good comeback putt there for Holly. Starting off par so far on the back. Still 3 down overall for the round. And a par for Jordan as well. Pars all around. Through 2 holes here on the back 9.
Quit being stuck in the past. Check out the new and improved website at infinitediscs.com.
Welcome everyone back to the action. Big thank you to everybody checking out this coverage. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and like and subscribe. We appreciate all the support. This is a tough one. Hole 12, par 3, 432 feet. Low ceiling the entire way throughout the right side. Out of bounds on the left-hand side. Roots and just all kinds of obstacles kind of challenging the ground play at the end of this flight. I would assume that most of these ladies here are just going to throw something straight up the gut and then pitch their way up on their second shot. Sarah opting for the left-hand side, looking to finish back to the middle of the fairway, and that's textbook right there. Opens up different options there if you're able to place your disc anywhere in the middle of this fairway. Holly, that looks early right, and that needs to sit, and it does, so she's going to be safe. She'll likely be challenging that left side OB on her second shot. Weese. This is a thing of beauty here. Fantastic drive there for Jessica Weese, carving up that fairway with that subtle S-flight there. And a little high for Jordan. That gets knocked straight down just past the short pad. So she's going to have some work to do here to scramble her way for a par. Doesn't love it. Getting a straight skip, though. And looks like that's going to give her an opportunity to scramble. Oh, what a shot by Holly Finley. Beautiful turnover there. That can be such a tricky shot, and if you don't pick the right disc there, you stable out early and you can find yourselves out of bounds. Sarah up the right side. She's going to have an uphill bid. And a little touch forehand approach there for Jessica Weese. Doesn't want to get too crazy here. She's in a tight battle. No need to get out of hand. The layup there. Smart play. The rollaway potential is there. Even Holly opting for the layup and just settling for the bogey. Hokom able to drop in a good par putt there. Played that hole nicely, put her drive right in the middle, gave herself options, went up the right side. Good strong putt uphill, very well played hole. And on the hole that saw no birdies, par played exceptionally well as a score on hole 12. One of the more difficult ones on the day relative to the FPO field. That brings us to hole 13. This one, 316-foot par 3. Again, that low ceiling a factor throughout the entirety of this hole. You've got right side rough here to avoid, left side OB. Overall, a true straight shot. As you can see, the out of bounds kind of comes into play the closer you get towards this pin here. Speed control is a must, as you can get some flare skips here on this green as it's packed up and it can kick you OB. Sarah looking to flex this thing throughout the fairway, and that is a beautiful shot there. Going right to left, trusting the stability of that disc to fight back to flat at the end of its flight. Weese going roller, and unfortunately hits the tree right in the center. We've seen Holly break out this yellow disc a couple of times so far in this round. This one, though, has got some turn to it and is going to find herself in that right side rough. And it can be tricky just to even get to your disc on that right side once you get in there. Does this get some flare? It does. Very nice shot there for Jordan Lynds. We still has this low ceiling to deal with here. Looks like she's opting for the skip. It doesn't quite get it. The leaves and the grass kind of soaked up all the energy from that disc. And we talked about the trickiness of even trying to get to your lie when you're in this thick stuff here. Is Holly having to use all the length of her entire body here just to try to give herself a look to pitch out and around. She's almost completely flat. And is able to wrist something out inside the circle. That was impressive.
Man, good thing you got them long legs.
Having to use the entirety of her frame there just to give herself the ability to get out. Jordan gonna lay that one up here. Got Weese with the jumper. And that one just short left. Sarah with an opening here. Birdie putt. And knocks it home. What a putt by Sarah Hokom. Let's watch this one again. Right side, good height. Chains bring it on in. Fantastic drive, really getting creative on the line that she took there, and she capitalizes with a big putt to get the birdie here. Holly gonna splash out left side, unfortunately. So she's gonna card the bogey here on hole 13, and Jessica Weese is still gonna have this left to clean up her bogey, and that's a two-stroke swing. The par there for Jordan after her beautiful drive. The drama continues to build here between the top two on this card. Sarah and Weese going back and forth, and that's the first blemish on Weese's round all day. It comes relatively late in the round here as we move on to hole 14, another par 3. This one 265 feet. See that little protected off area there? You want to try and avoid that. Out of bounds right side, if you go over this chain link fence on the right, out of bounds left is this walkway path as well. One that is gettable, but a little bit of low ceiling at the end as well of this flight that you need to contend with. We should see some backhand turnovers with some mid-ranges and some forehand plays. There is a little bit of a sneaky right-hand backhand hyzer line as well. Hokom up first, and she's opting for the forehand, and it looks like that's going to put her inside of the circle. Jordan with the late flipping turnover line. That is a very flippy disc because it gets all the way back towards that fence. Let's see if Weese is trying to do air shot or skip shot here. Air shot. Just going to use that fence there to put the brakes on, and that kicks her back towards the pit. Holly's never seen a hyzer line she didn't like. And unfortunately, that one was just a touch too high. I like the idea, but just a little bit high there in that low ceiling on the right side specifically. Definitely comes into play more than on the left side. And a good approach, once again, the forehand approach there. I think that's the first one we may have seen from Holly so far today. And Jordan with a good birdie bid, but unfortunately a little bit short, a little bit low on the cage. Got Weese for the birdie, and she sneaks that one up over the nubs and in for the 2 on hole 14. Good bounce back there after taking the bogey on the previous hole.
Somebody aced it? Yeah, Michael. And it says ace.
Hey, big ace on this hole. Good one to get. Sarah, no issues there, getting her third birdie on the back 9. As she has kicked it in gear here. After losing the lead on hole 9, she has come back charging on this back 9. Very well done. Strong play so far.
Missing. Taking the risk.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jonesville. We move on to hole 15, a difficult one, a par 3, 391 feet, bit of a low ceiling off the tee to deal with, and then you get into this wide open area here. Not really much danger to speak of on either side. Your distance is to move late into its flight over to this right-hand side quite a bit. Forehands here, straight backhands, leaving yourself with a short approach is a good play. Backhand rollers. Lots of different ways to attack it here, but the gap here off the tee is the first step. You need to hit this gap and get out into the open. Kind of just work your way to your 3 from there. Forehand line looks good there for Sarah Hokom. Jessica Weese. Is she lining up an air shot or roller here? This looks like a roller. A little bit heavy on the cut there, and it's gonna never stand up. It's just gonna curl back over and move to the left. That's gonna give her a lengthy approach from there. Outstanding line. Beautiful shot there for Jordan Lynds on that backhand turnover. Holly once again with the backhand. Looking for some late turn out of this and getting it. Beautifully done. That should give her a pretty wide open look at the target from where she is. He's getting some ground play there through the leaves, and looks like she's going to be inside the circle with a look for the par. Hokom having to get low under these last set of limbs.
Was that low enough?
Yeah.
Her caddy Chris letting her know you need to stay low on this shot, which she did. And as we've seen all round from Holly Finley, her approach game on point, inside the bullseye once again. This one getting a little frisky on Jordan is going to push past the pin. She's going to have a little bit of meat left on that bone. She's got the skippies going on there, and Weese is going to come up short on her par putts. Hokom here, a chance to extend this lead to 3. And she will do just that with this beautiful par putt there. Playing that hole very well. Not one that we're going to see many birdies on, and I don't believe we saw any. Taking a look at the scores here. Yeah, no birdies on hole 15. Not surprising. That's a challenging one with that ceiling, that gap, and the amount of right-hand turn that you need to get on this 400-foot shot. Oh, Jordan knew right away that she had yanked it right, and unfortunately, she's going to have a similar length putt, and a little shorter coming back. And that one she centers for the bogey. Second bogey of the back 9 here. No birdies yet for Jordan, but I would expect that to change. And the bogey there for Weese is going to indeed make it a 3-stroke advantage now for Sarah Hokom. A tale of two halves it's been between Weese and Hokom. Weese really played the front half very well, very clean, and was able to not only trim the lead, but take the lead. Go outright. Now the back 9 has kind of switched momentum back in Sarah Hokom's favor. We'll see how they'll close it out here as we move on to hole 16, par 3, 312 feet. A little bit of a tricky shot here. Straightforward. The basket is right there in front of you, but you do have this out of bounds section on the right-hand side where the disc likes to get funneled into if you're a right-hand backhand player, or even the forehands can find their way into that little restricted area there as well. So placement of your shot here, pretty key. Hokom lining up the backhand. Get in. Wow, what a shot. Inside the circle for Sarah Hokom. She will be putting for birdie. And she's not slowing down here. Holly Finley pushing this right side. Loving this. That is a fantastic drive there for Holly Finley as she is right around bullseye's edge. Weese a little high and a little heavy on the hyzer. And that's going to finish out left. And birdie not looking likely. Oh, this is turned over. And it's heading towards that OB area. And unfortunately, that is going to be out of bounds there for Jordan Lynds. She'll take it from the right side of that OB restricted area, and a floaty bid there. Leaves her with about a 15-foot putt. Weese looks like she has a pretty clean window to fight her way back out of, and she has put it inside the bullseye on her approach. And Hokom with a chance to make it a 4-stroke advantage, and Sarah Hokom is not taking her foot off the gas. 10 down overall, 5 down for the round, 4 birdies on this back 9. She is scorching up the back half of this course, and there's still a couple of gettable holes left to finish it out. So we'll see how Weese responds here with 2 holes left to try to close this gap once again. But what was once a 1-stroke lead for Hokom and then a 1-stroke deficit has now turned into a 4-stroke advantage. Don't want to gloss over that beautiful drive and birdie for Holly Finley as well. Her first birdie here on the back 9. But let's check out hole 17. Par 3, 274 feet. Right side, a bit challenging here as this tree here kind of blocks the hyzer line a bit. And you've got some low ceiling that we're flying past right now on the right. A little bit of a turnover shot works well here. Some forehands A late hyzer flip up straight at it also gives you a look. That ceiling on that right side really add the challenge to this hole. What would normally be a pretty easy hole, but it just makes you shape your shot a little bit differently than you might think here. Sarah with a nice forehand, and that's going to settle inside of the circle for her. Another chance for a birdie here for Sarah Hokom. And that one a little early left there for Holly. I think she was expecting more of a flip and move to the right. I do like the forehand play here if you have it, because you can swing it out wide and let the disc swing back over like that. Beautifully executed shot there for Jessica Weese. This one needs to hold, and it is not going to do so, but just outside the circle there for Jordan Lynds. Love all the beautiful late fall colors on these trees that we're seeing this time of year out here. On what was just a beautiful day. Calm conditions. No real wind to speak of. It was mid-70s. Just perfect weather. Almost a perfect putt there for Jordan, but just a little bit low. And Sarah Hokom is on one. Another birdie on the back nine. Her fifth. 6 down so far on the round. Jessica Weese needs this just to maintain, and she will knock it on home for the birdie herself. And if you're looking for coverage, check us out at acerun.pro. We will work with you to customize a quote for your specific event and needs in the 2024 season. Appreciate all the support. A couple of pars left for these two ladies to clean up, and we've got one more hole to go to close out moving day here at the 12th annual Chain Hawk Open. We'll bring it to you next after this break. Welcome once again. We are hole 18, a par 3, 350 feet. This one more of a challenging hole than the last couple here. The distance as well as the line. You've got some late trees as your disc is trying to finish back towards the basket on the right hand side that could potentially block your line. Left side for the forehand, a bit challenging more on the early side of the flight. Some hyzer flip ups here can work really well if you got a disc that's just going to hold that straight line off a hyzer flip. It's been a fun competitive round so far.
Camera manning.
Yes. The best.
Yeah. Boop. Thanks for watching. Boop.
Love the energy all day on this card. Sarah Hokom loving her energy on this back nine, and she's been tearing it up here. And she is going to lace this forehand and put herself, looks to be a little short of the circle, but the way she's been putting, I don't think it's going to matter. We'll see. Jessica Weese looking for the forehand as well. Needs to beat that left side. Unfortunately, gets clipped up by the left side limbs there of that last orange tree, knocking it down. Let's see what Holly's looking to do here. She's going on that right side, looking to finish inside of those late trees. And does just so. Looks like she's going to be about circle's edge. Oh, that is a flippy disc. And gets knocked down a little early there. Looks like she'll just be pitching up there. Nice forehand approach for Weese. Jordan will do the same there. A little bit closer. Hokom just outside the circle, about 38, 40 feet, and that one's going to be low out of the hand. She'll have to settle for the par there. Shucks. Oh, beautiful putt there for Holly Finley.
That's my new pace.
Beautiful.
My new floater.
I like it. It only took 2 years. That was awesome.
Adjusting the speed there on her putt. Beautiful birdie to finish out round 2 here for Holly Finley. Weese will tap in her pars, and we'll have tap in pars for the rest of these ladies as well to close out round 2. And what a round 2 it was. Sarah Hokom, the scorching 6 down on this back 9. Excuse me, 5 down on the back 9. 6 down overall on the round and 11 down for the tournament. She will take a 4-stroke lead over Jessica Weese. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard as she will maintain the lead. Jessica Weese, her nearest competition, Holly Finley in 3rd, and we will have Sandy Gast. If you haven't seen Sandy Gast play before, she is a legend. We're happy to have her on board. That was a fun one. Lots of back and forth. Great shots, good energy all day. Again, we appreciate you guys checking out all the action of the 12th annual Chain Hawk Open. Check us out at all our socials at Ace Run Pro. And all kinds of extra content, giveaways, and goodies going on throughout our socials throughout the year. Big shout out to all of our Patreon community for helping to make coverage like this possible. Check us out at patreon.com/AceRunPro. Join us for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to early content, exclusive content, giveaways, podcasts, and much more. We'll check you right back here for the final round of the Chain Hawk Open.